Good morning. I just arrived on a 2022 new construction home. I was hired to come out here to do this inspection by the buyer. I just got here and I have no idea what I'm about to find, but I'm going to take you along for some of the ride. So let's go check it out. One of the first things I do when I arrive on site is run all the hot water and take some temperatures everywhere. But I wouldn't get any hot water, so I came out here and checked out the gas meter, and looks like there is a lock on it. You can see right here, it's in the off position, and there's the lock. This doesn't mean I can't do the home inspection, but it certainly does mean that I can't check any gas-fired appliance or anything like that. But the buyer wants me to continue with the home inspection, so we'll see what else we can find today. Got some cracked concrete in our driveway. This is definitely not what you want your new construction driveway to look like. Now we got a gas-fired water heater, and just because the gas is off and I can't run it doesn't mean that I can't take a look at it and see what's going on. And one thing that I have a problem with is that it's mounted so close to the wall here. The problem with this situation is I can't pull any data off the plate over there. There is a serial number and a model number and everything right behind that wall, and my camera can't get in there and take a photograph of that, so I'm not going to even tell the buyer what age this water heater is. This is probably not a huge problem in this case because it's a new construction home, but when he goes to sell this property, someone's going to want to know what year that is, and we can't see that. Now what we have here is something I like to call redundancy of GFCI protection, and it's just annoying. So I put my tester in here and I trip it. Problem is I cannot reset this outlet. Nothing happens when I hit the reset button. However, I'm going to take you into the garage. Let me show you something. Once I reset this GFCI in the garage and I go back over here, now you can see that I can actually reset this GFCI, and when I put my tester in here, power has been restored. This is not necessarily wrong, but it's just a pain. You shouldn't have to reset two GFCIs just because one has tripped. The one outlet that's upstream, which is the one in the garage, should control everything downstream of it, and we shouldn't need additional GFCI protection. Now this isn't exactly a defect, but you can see these nails sticking out of the foundation here. These were where post-tension cables were nailed to the form boards, and they usually go through and cut these off, but sometimes they forget and they leave them, and I just don't like these rusted nails sticking out of the foundation. It could injure somebody someday. With that said, I always just recommend that they come through here and cut off those nails. Now what we see right here on the foundation is something we call a wedge crack or a corner pop. Now this really isn't a big issue at all, even for new construction homes. It can probably be avoided if they took a little bit of extra care and precaution whenever they're building these homes, but oftentimes they don't do that. Now I got a whole video on corner pops. If you want to check that out, browse through my YouTube channel. Now I'm up here on the roof and it is hot and I'm sweaty, but I'm going to try to make this brief, so check it out. These vent stack boots right here are buckled inward so that they will not shed water properly. We don't like that all that well. That trend continues over here. This is possibly a little bit easier to see here. And if we move over here, I want to show you, this is pretty minor, but we do have a nail right here that's exposed. This is just an area where that nail could rust out eventually and create a leak. So we like to see that either repaired with another shingle, or I know they're probably going to caulk over it, and that's fine. Final thing on this roof I'll point out is the fact that they forgot to paint this piece of drip edge flashing all over here and all along here. It's painted on the other side. Painted on the other side here. You can see they painted it right there, but they forgot this piece. We got some poor grading in between houses over here. Check this out. You can see all this mud and everything right here. This is actually a catch basin for some type of drain. There's no catch basin over here. We got all kinds of standing water. You can see all the footprints from me walking around. And that's not the worst of it. Check out this side. This is where it gets really bad. Whoa. That's not good. Let me show you something else. A pretty good indicator that you're running your sprinklers too much, or such as the case here, we have poor drainage, is when you see all of this water and algae collecting on the curb. So much water runoff is happening here that it has created all this algae. This is also very slippery. While I was up here looking at the upstairs bedrooms, I noticed something. Check this out. Look out this window. We have the AC drain line. Where are you? Right there, dripping. This is the secondary drain line that's dripping here. Now, being that I was already up in the attic and I found the pan to be bone dry, that leads me to believe that the condensation coming out of that line is actually associated with the primary drain line, not the secondary. Definitely something we want to have the HVAC company come out here and sort out. Another thing I noticed while inspecting the inside of this property is they did not caulk their vertical joints here in the tile shower enclosure. And this is minor, but it's starting to crack here, and although it's minor, it's still the responsibility of the builder at this point. Here's some more of the same in another bathroom, but obviously this one's much worse. And then furthermore, this is also not a huge problem, but I always look at these hinges to make sure we have all our hardware, and you can tell that right here and right here, we are missing some screws. That wasn't all I found today, but that was all I got in this video. You guys, thanks for watching. My name's Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections. Call me so I can do your next inspection.